welcome to the Looks module. Now the Looks module is a very new part of ProPresenter 7. This changes how we utilize our outputs and how we make things look different on different screens. So let's dive in and have a look. So first, let's go to screens. Up here in screens, you'll have what's called the Looks part. So you might have an audience screen and a stage screen. So your stage screen is the one that would be at the back of the room. It would be facing your stage. It would have your clocks and your fallback lyrics and things like that. Your audience screens would be your main presentation screen. The thing with ProPresenter 7, you might actually have multiple ones of both. So if we go to Edit Looks, we'll go to our audience screen to start with. Go to Edit Looks. Here you'll see different looks and different options that you can put on different screens. Now here you'll see a placeholder screen. What that means, it's just a fake screen. I'm actually not plugged into any projectors or TVs or screens or anything right now. So I've just made a fake screen. Now you should see the same as well when you're loading it up in your demo mode as well. So just on the left here, you've got presets. This is where we can set up different options. So if you have multiple screens, you would actually down here, you'd have multiple columns and they would show as your different screens. Now in a future video, we'll show you how to make lots of different screens and you can kind of make as many to your heart's content. But for now, we'll just work with one and you'll see how this works. So here in my default preset, I've kind of got everything selected. Now this is a really cool feature because this allows you to change the template or the theme that you have applied to different screens. So for example, I could have one main screen that takes the standard template that I've applied to the song. But if I want another screen to only take a lower third, then I can actually apply that theme to the screen itself, or the output itself, you might call it, and it will actually apply that separate to the main screen that you're using. So furthermore on that, you also have different layers of things that can go on the screens, and that's what you're seeing right in front of you now. So here, you've got a mask layer. A mask, what that means is basically something that hides something else. It masks it out. So here you've got masks. Now masks, we'll do a separate video on masks and go into depth in how masks work, what they do. Masks are used across a lot of different programs, including Photoshop, video editing, and even now in ProPresenter. So if you've used them in any other software, it works very much the same, but we're putting a mask on the output to cover up something. Okay, so then you've got your props, your messages. So that's a layer that sits on top. You've got announcement layer. So that is another separate layer which you can actually here. You've got two little targets, so you can actually target things and send them to that screen effectively, or that layer. The presentation layer, which is the main one you work in most of the time. Then we've got slides, we've got media, and we've got our video input, and they're all layered as you see them. So each one goes on top of the other one. Now presentation is where we would apply a theme. So if we click on here, we can see all our themes drop down. And for my placeholder screen, the only one I've got set up, we can actually set that up to apply a theme to that output. So whatever content I send, it will always be morphed into that format when it goes out that screen. Okay, it might still be a little confusing if you haven't used outputs and screens yet, that's okay. We'll set up some outputs and then later on we'll come back and we'll kind of show you how this works. Now to get a full understanding of how looks work and how you can apply those to outputs and how they could actually benefit you, you need to look at your multiple screen layout as well. So if you have say 3 screens, you have a center screen and a side screen, you could actually generate 2 different feeds, one for your center screen, one for your side screens. Your center screen, take communion lyrics, for example, could be fancy lyrics, but your side screens could be your standard lower third lyrics that don't change. And that's how you might utilize this looks function in the server setting. It's if you want multiple different looks across multiple different screens all at the same time coming from the one slide. You can also utilize it to trigger multiple slides and send them in different places. And that's getting a bit more advanced, and currently for us, we probably wouldn't use it that way, but you never know. These little tips and tricks and how you apply different themes and different outputs in the looks module may actually come in handy somewhere down the track, and you just might be thankful you learned how to do it now. So we did that. You can identify your displays. It puts a little picture on your outputs there, and you can save your presets. So you can make different presets. You can have quite a few different presets actually, and you can quite easily click between them. So you might have your lyrics computer might have a couple of presets designed for lyrics, and then your scriptures computer might have a few different ones for the scriptures.